It's the Minute Meaty. It's the Meeting the Minutes, brought to you by Puck Quinn. This open field of possibilities. Like, I know that you've all brought your violins this turn to hear me out about, the poor gaslit chick that gave me, like, the real difficulty. She was probably ASD. She was a lot like my mom. So, interesting enough, she's from Liberty University. But let's explain why what she did was atrocious from my point of view, and why it's not really I live in an alone corner, so that was like someone taunting the animal in the alone corner with, I'll pretend to like you, pretend to be your friend, and discipline you as a Christian sister, letting you just while away at a wall that ignores you, because you're ugly and been called funky names by the people at BMS, who like to play games on their parishioners, apparently. So, why is it wrong to take someone who's lived in an alone corner most of their life and taunt them with friendship that you'll never really give to them? Is it some sort of special thing where my spirit's supposed to respond to the beauty of Christ in you doing it? That makes it so holy that it will change my life? Is it because maybe it will break me and I will go do something ugly and you can go write some strange law of the crazy dude who has PTSD from his mom because she loved Dr. Spock more than she did her kid? But that's an opinion, and you have to take a mind and be intentional about it and consider the philosophy that both these people hold. So as we go along, this red flag event that we have is just the necessity. It's what is required to, if you see it, or if you see something, you're supposed to say something, right? Well, see something, say something. Say it out loud from now on. Obviously, people are hearing see something, say something, but they're saying it in whispers. Apparently. I won't. I can't. I live alone my whole life. Ever since 10, as I've described in the videos in the past, if you paid any attention, or if this is the first one you see. So I'm taking advantage of because of this PTSD that's been behavioralized in me over my struggle to have an emotional flow when confronted with something and I need to respond, and my mom doesn't have time to deal with it. I have been suffocated and left on the floor watching my stepfather, my stepsister, and my brother wander off. I don't really want to say that they enjoyed it or they wanted to continue to do those things, but from what I have been told, that's not much different than the gaslighting game that those parents played upon their kid, where what they did, even though it was his action, it was their force of power, their force of will, and their need for him to grow up that got them caught up in doing something so grotesque that they have charges placed upon them. Most of you are just having your kid get all weirded out, killing himself and scaring a bunch of people in school. Wandering around as the homeless person later on in life because they're terrorized by any kind of emotion they have anyway. And people are always trying to get them to change. And then when they do go somewhere, the gang just runs them down out of it, like the Union Mission in the story I had explained to you. I'm sick of them lying to people, beating them down, and just the innocent person gets tossed to the side and not cared for. It's the tough love guy who has to gaslight a kid. But it's my life. As far as I can tell, my stepfather only did it because he was pissed off and he lied to my mother. And she was lied to by whoever taught her to do it, as I've mentioned before, to gaslight me so that people like me are struggled. That some people see us and know us for what we are when we're young and help us to become all we can become. People like my mother don't have time to have us manage, so it's kid at 5 years old, you have to have your Ritalin so the teacher will accept you. I need you there so you will have it happen. She didn't gaslight me when I was all Ritalined up because I was good. I was able to. Without it, I got gaslit again in a way that was behind my father's back, as I recalled it. None of that really matters because anything from before that I can't really tell, but I have explicit memories of fighting her off turn after turn after turn on the floor until I'm looking at like, good, keep fighting her off. And it makes me numb to who I am. It helps me to refuse to feel and deal with what I don't know how to deal with because I don't know how to have a full flow emotionally. So my mom fails at all turns, and she's been just told to do this to manage it because it'll suck the ugly spirit out of it. It'll be beating and be okay. Well, my mom's inconsistency and doing it incorrectly has made me a behavioral nightmare. So you behaviorists want to have me change in your room, so beating me into the corner. AA clubs is probably not the answer. So, red flag event, a little long, a little difficult, a little strange. Ooh,